This is Jill again, and I'd like to bring you part two of my reading, which is essentially going to be translations of women poets that I've worked with, and I've worked with a number. Uh, One text will be the first text by Marjorie Agosin from Chile. She's writing a series of texts about the sea. And then the other will be a few poems that came out in Reversible Monuments, which is an anthology of contemporary Mexican poetry, and these are poems by Coral Bracho that I did quite a while ago. Wonderful poet. Um, there's sort of like an organic sensuality to her poems. I'd say it's almost like they're love poems to everything, but very sensual. Probably she's talking about sex a lot, but which if you met her, it wouldn't be your first thought. She seemed like a rather very introverted person. Anyway, at least from what I remember. Okay, so here's the text by Marjorie Agosin, this about the sea. For me, exile lasted longer than it should have. Days and months turned into years during which I got used to living in another language and far from those who were the memories of my family. Sometimes at night, when I'd feel the surge of anxiety, I would look toward the sea, and from my grandparents' balcony, from the memory of this beloved balcony, my fingers would slide over the damp sand as if the paper on those walls that surrounded me were the waves from my childhood. I would imagine the sea from a distance, the Pacific, the ocean that carried my great-grandparents around Cape Horn toward Valparaiso, the same that brought me and my brothers and sisters from New York, braided with our memories and crossings, the same sea that has seen the passage of history and that has signified refuge to those who continue to cross it. That's by Marjorie Agosin. Thank you. And here are some poems, as I said, from the works of Coral Bracho, Mexican poet. Her poems tend to be quite long, so I'm reading some of the shorter ones. This is called in Spanish, Desde esta luz, from this light. From this light into which, with delicate flame, eternity falls. From this attentive garden, from these shadows, opens a threshold to time, in which objects become magnetic, plunging into what holds and offers them up, clear, rounded, generous. Fresh and filled with their joyous volume, their festive splendor, their star-like depths, solid and diverse, they fuse their space with their moment, their precise orchard to be sensed, like clear-cut stones in a garden, like intervals traced upon a temple. A door, a chair, the sea, the profound unbound whiteness of the wall. Brief lines center it. The tamarind trees leave a brilliance inside the thick night. A decanter releases the solar sound of water. And the firm warmth of his hands, the dense night, the vast night flowing over the deep stream, leaves behind its endearing warmth. Here's another one coming up. Okay. Upon it, they gently reflect. In the mirror of time, consciousness flickers. Fine serpent of glass, it surrounds things, enfolding, creating, pinning them down. It sees itself looking at its reflection, sees its image looking. Its movements become cautious and slow, leaving crevices in its discourse, whose design the crevices trace as they shine, replacing movement. Their arabesques subdue the haunches of the sea, in whom silence breathes. Time is a mirror beneath the blue. Upon it they reason with their fine little stings. Upon it they gently reflect. Yeah, here's one I'll read called Piedra en la arena, stone in the sand. Two play with a stone that emanates light. They caress its smooth surface, dense on the white sand. They contemplate, cover it. They gently make it turn. Suddenly, one of them grabs it, throws it away. They look for it again. The pleasurable anxiety they feel looking at it again bursts forth. Once more it must be found. The one who thrusts it away always welcomes it back, shouting. The other already looks upon it as if it no longer existed. Okay, well, I'll do maybe just one more, which is una piedra en el agua de la cordura, a stone in the water of sanity. A stone in the water of sanity plummets into the latitudes, holding us between perfect circles. At the bottom, the thread of sanity hangs in the shadows between this and that point, between this point and that if you swing over its rhombi, you will see space multiply. Beneath the brief arch of sanity, you will see dead, even clear-cut gestures if then you get off and sit still and see yourself swaying. Okay, well, thank you again.